Hello, welcome to my video. This is going to be lesson 2, Amharic for beginners. Lesson 1 was recorded last week and it's already, you will already find it on my YouTube channel. In the previous lesson, I talked about the language, how the language works, what are the unique features, and I also touched upon the alphabet a little bit. Today too, I'll just go to, I will add more information on some of the unique features of Amharic, and then go to teaching the alphabet. Stay tuned. You will enjoy it. Let's just go and get started. Um, okay, let me just take you to this here. Last time I talked about that Amharic is the official working language of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, uh, and it uses these letters or alphabets, and it's syllabic or phonemic, which means every sound, every distinct sound is a combination of vowels and a vowel sound and a consonant sound. Like hey, you see here, H and E are combined or merged into one symbol or one sound system in Amharic as hey, and de, which means he went. Meta, uh, me is one distinct sound, which is a combination of a vowel and a consonant sound. Um, and ta is again a distinct sound, which is a combination of a vowel and consonant sound. A meta, which means he came. uh, So I said also last time that Amharic has no vowels. As I said, it just represents consonants and vowels um, combined or merged into one sound system. And I also said it has no articles, so you just listen to my previous video. What I didn't mention in my previous video was the gender system in Amharic language. If you are familiar with French language, and then the same thing is true in Amharic. I mean, um, you will find the Amharic the gender system in Amharic very easy if you are familiar with or if you have the French a French language background. So every noun is either male or female, uh, and every verb is conjugated into as the gender of the subject that it is talking about. Like if you say he ate, then you say isu bella. So the verb ate will be in its masculine form. But if you say she ate, then it will be in its feminine form, which means bellach. So Amharic is a gender-based language, and the structure is a little bit different from English. English works as subject, verb, and object. So the subject comes, and then the verb, and then the object. But in Amharic, the subject comes first, as it is in English too. But next to the subject, what comes is not the verb; it is the object. So Enate Mezaf Gazachili. So Enate is my mother. Mezaf is a book. Gazachili is she bought for me. So Mezaf is the object and it comes right in the middle or before the verb after the subject. Enate Mezaf Gazachili. My mother bought me a book. or my mother bought a book to me. Um, my mother bought me a book, or my mother bought a book to me. So the verb, subject, object, verb is the basic grammatical structure of the Amharic language. Verbs indicate the subject or the object they are referring. As in the example here, gazatilling is a very loaded verb. The verb itself here shows the subject, the verb, and the indirect object. She bought to me. She bought to me. That's it. The just one word uh, contains all the subjects, the verb, and the indirect object. And I said this last time in my previous video, in lesson 1. Amharic works much with suffixes, prefixes, and affixes or inflexes. So instead of having articles, like I said, it's article-free language. We don't have definite, indefinite articles, but we have particles or suffixes and prefixes, inflexes. The last point, you write what you say and you read what you write or what you see, is what I explained in my previous lesson, which means no silent letters or no so you read everything, no silent letters or silent letter in a word, or if you just take English, it is just full of silent letters, as kno, wrong, right. That would that that would practically be the case for Amharic. We read everything what is written, and pronunciation is much easier than English and French. Well, I always refer to French and English because these are the languages I know. I studied English my whole life and French at a university, so I speak both English and French in addition to my native language, Amharic. So this is, let me just take you now. This is the verb to be, but I'm not going to teach you the verb to be right now, because it should be more helpful for you to study the alphabet letters, and then you start identifying or recognizing each letter in the alphabet, and then it would be easy for you to learn while you start reading and writing or recognizing the alphabets. So I will just give you the alphabet lesson first, how you learn and how you identify each alphabet, and then each letter in the alphabet, and then once you're able to read or recognize the letters in the alphabet, then it will be easier for you to learn the rest of the stuff in the language. Okay, here we are with the alphabet. With the alphabet letters. So I have started in my previous lesson. I did teach ha and le, the first two letters in the alphabet. Ha, hu, he, ha, he, ho. So to practice the sound system, the guide, you have the guide, the English guide Um, on the left column here for the consonant sounds, and on the top here column on the top row here for the vowel sounds. So you have ha and this sound, you say ha, and you have h and u, you say hu, and this h, the h in English, h, you have e with so long e, say he, and then you say he, and this long I you say ha, and he, and this a as in 10, okay, so you say he, and this showa sound, which is almost similar to the very first one here, is he, and then h and o, ho. The same with lo, I mean le, L or L sound here. So it goes L, Lu, Li, La, Le, Li, Lo. In my previous lesson, I also have demonstrated how you can write them. So the first two, and maybe I will continue with a few of them today. But let me first go with the pronunciation of each the whole in the whole alphabet table. So this is another ha sound, which you don't have to worry about at this level now. Just learn the sound, what is there, and don't ask anything like why and why seconds later. That will be asking such questions will complicate your learning. But just simply learn what you have now on the alphabet, and then you go on. As we progress, I will answer all those questions. So ha, ha, hu, he, ha, he, ho, and me, the me sound here, me, mu, mi, ma, me, mo, and the s sound here, se, su, si, sa, se, so, r, ru, ri, ra, re, ro. Another s, se, su, si, sa, se, so. And sh. See, in English, the diphthong, what is called diphthong, or sounds that are made of different uh, different alphabet letters like S and H, making the sh sound, but we have one symbol in Amharic, sh, shu. Amharic is rich in sounds. I mean, it has. I'll explain that also later as we progress. But it has more sounds than English or French have. English or French has. So one of them is she. The next one is ke. We'll see that. She, shu, she, sha, she, sho. And ke, maybe ke is close to Q in English, maybe, but not exactly. Ke, ku, ki, ka, ke, ko. B, b, bu, bi, ba, be, bo. And te, tu, ti, ta, te, to. And another sound system, which is another sound which is made out of two letters, is che, the English C and H. So you have che, chu, chi, cha, che, chi, cho. And another third high here is ha, who, ha, who, he, ha, he, ho. And n, which is n, n, nu, ni, na, ne, no. And nye, that's the second, I think the third sound that doesn't exist in English, and it's nye, nye, new, ni, nya, nye, ni, ño, as in Spaniel, so ño. And a is basically the vowel. So a, u, I, a, e, o. This is the vowel which is applied to all of the letters, so they can create the distinct sound they possess. K, the K in English, K, ku, ki, ka, ke, k, ko. And another her, a little bit different from the has. If you remember in the previous has, I was saying ha, hu, he, ha, he, ho. But here I will say ha, hu, he, ha, he, ho. It's like a little bit in your throat, like the French r. You don't in the French like au revoir. When you say au revoir, you don't say au revoir. You say au revoir. Um, like revoir or let me just think of another example. Rivière, like river. In English you say river, but in French you say rivière. Uh, or mémoire, a very perfect example. Yeah, mémoire. We don't say mémoire, mémoire. So that her sound is in these sounds. Her, who, he, ha, he, ho. And wu, the W in English, wo, wu, we, wa, we, wu, wo. And z or z in Amharic, z, zu, zi, za, ze, z, zo. See, it has all the variant sounds that Z can make in English with the different vowels, like with the I, with the E, with the O, with the short E, the long E, or the short A, the short A, or the long A. So Amharic is pretty kind of pre-made or ready-made for the different sounds already. We don't have to bother with the vowel combination and that's great for spelling. You don't misspell Amharic unless you are very careless. Misspelling in Amharic is really rare because the sound systems the vowels are really embedded and combined with consonants themselves, and you never miss them. And ye or y in English and ye in Amharic. Ye, you, ye, ya, ye, yo. And the next d, de, do, di, da, de, do. J, in English, you have J and G. So in Amharic, we have J and G. So the J is really G, what you call in English, and the French describes that very perfectly. G, G in French. Um, J, so let's just take the J. It starts with saying that's exactly the same sound as the English. It says J, and then it goes on. It's Ju, G, Ja, J, G, Jo, and the G, it says G, Gu, Gi, Ga, Ge, G, Go. And then there is here comes the non-English sounds, or the sounds that don't exist in English consecutively. The t and the ch. They are very explosive. So the first one you create it in your by hitting your tongue against your uh, front front upper teeth, like ta from the inside. Ta ta tu ti ta te t to ta, and then che is almost in slightly the same place. You create it slightly in the same place, but uh, slightly differently. Che 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 che. See, it is just slightly lower than the place where you create and it's between your upper and lower teeth. So you hold like this, and then che che. It just kind of exploded. The first one ta 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 is just between your tongue and your upper palate, front upper palate, and you say, watch my mouth. Ta tu ti ta te t to. Now che che. See, my lips open wider when I say che, wider than when I say ta. Che, chu, chi, cha, che, chi, cho. And the third one, they are all in a row now, the sounds which do not exist in English. Pa. Again, this one is also explosive. Explosive. You create it between you, like you say me, but like me and per. You create. It's a bilabial. It's you create it with your lips, but you hit it really hard, so you create so that you create an explosive sound. Watch my lips. Hold it like this, and then pa pa. But the software will be. You see, this is pretty linguistics, but phonetics, but it's called voiced and um, unvoiced. So pa, when you say pa, it's just not voiced. Pa pa. You just push air through. But when you say pa, it's voiced, and pa, you hit it really hard, and you create an explosive, uh, stronger version of pa. Pa, pu, pi, pa, pe, pe, po. I hope you're watching my lips and listening the sounds um, I create. And if you just pop in Amharic, it's called pa pas. So you use these letters. These sounds. Pa pas. Pop, pop, pa pas. See. Um, Then another sound which still doesn't exist in English or in French is "sa." "Sa." That's again a sound that does not exist, as I said, but you try to create it in "sa." "Sa." Um, it's right behind the place where you create you see, you create it right next to your front upper teeth behind your upper front teeth, but you create it a little bit backward to the center of your palate, upper palate. Well, this is phonetics, and you just copy the sound. And there is an app called which you may download um, on App Store or Google's Play Store for by typing Amharic alphabet, and then when you click when you click on a later, then you may hear the sound. So like you click "sa" and then you hear the sound "sa." And you click "su," you hear the sound "su." You click "si," you hear the sound "si." And that way you can copy, imitate and practice. So let's just continue. "Sa," "su," "si," "sa," "se," "si," "so." Like a bird's song, you say "sa, sa, 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 sa," or insects song. How like insects voice. Another again, as I said, why choose us? I'll explain later. This is not the time for you to learn the different whys. You just take everything now as it is, and you don't have to worry about why 2 or 3. So let's just continue. Sa, su, si, sa, se, si, so. Fa for f, fa, fu, fi, fa, fe, fi, fo. And this is pa, pa, pu, pi, pa, pe, pi, po. This is just the English P, and then when the P is conjugated, let's just say that's my own word, conjugated, like a consonant being conjugated with vowels. That's my own terminology. I have never heard that before. So the English P conjugated with the vowels in its all instance of occurrence, you say pe, pu, pi, pa, pe, pe, po. And the last one is the. The, vu, which is a V, the English P. The, vu, vi, va, ve, the, vo. This letter is mostly for words that we borrowed from other languages, like volleyball, just to write volleyball, for example, or Volvo car, um, or Volkswagen. So we use this letter. These two letters are added later in the history of Amharic for accommodating the extra sounds. You see how smart it is. English, or I haven't seen any new additions of sounds for accommodating foreign sounds, but Amharic has added these two sets of sounds. There are actually sets of sounds. The p is one set and the is another set. So Amharic added these sets of sounds for accommodating foreign sounds or foreign words. As I said, like Volvo or Volkswagen or volleyball or pop, police, and and words like that, which are borrowed from. Um, so I think this let's just stop this here because I just don't want it to be really long and boring for you. So let me have your questions, your comments, and I'll keep accommodating, incorporating your questions and comments in my upcoming video. And I hope you enjoy it and you go with me and learn Amharic very easily and very quickly at your own pace and in your own comfort. And I look forward to your questions and comments. And for today, thank you so much. I'll see you with my next video. Bye bye.